Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Living to Learn. I want to thank you for taking the time out to watch this video today. It means a lot that you have, taken time out of your day to watch this, and I hope that you're able to take something away from it. I want to talk about change, and I am thinking change will be the main theme of this week's recordings. And I'll cover a couple of different aspects of change and the road to change and a lot of the different things that come with that pursuit. It's something that I'm on, as far as if you call it a path or a road, a journey. It's something that I have undertaken for myself. Now, what I've come to learn about change, what I've come to learn about the advancement and changing is just how difficult it is and just how many things we've not taken into account when we decide, you know what, I'm going to be a different version of myself and I'm going to start making my way there. Today I want to talk about the solitude, the lonely journey that is change, and why we should embrace that solitude. I'm going to share a couple of different things with you, but the first thing I want to do is I want to start out by reading a small excerpt. Now, there's a man by the name of Raul R. Ramos. He wrote a book called Essay to Master Jefe. Now, if you're not from Southern California or California in general, or you're not really familiar with the Chicano kind of, Hispanic gang lingo, essay is just kind of like it's like a kind of like a slang term for, like it's like saying like, hey man, or what's up dude, like, in the Hispanic gang culture, you hear the word essay, that's how they address each other. And Mr. Ramos was an 11-year-old gang member in South Central Los Angeles. He's got an amazing story because the book is called From Essay to Master Jefe, because while his journey starts out as a young gangbanger, he actually went on to enlist in the Navy and rose to the highest rank of Master Chief in the Navy. And so it's just an incredible story. If you've never read the book, it's called Essay to Master Jefe. I'll try to leave something in the description so that you guys can check it out. It's a very inspiring book, but I want to read an excerpt, okay? And the excerpt is from the part in the book where he was finally allowed to enlist in the Navy, and he's telling everyone, his homeboys, his family, that he's going to make this leap into the military. And I want to share with you an excerpt that has to do with change and embracing the solitude of it, right? And so this is from his book. It's found on page 118. And again, this is when he is leaving for the Navy. This is what it says. It says, "My best friend, Lil Man, wasn't happy when I shared my announcement. Neither was my family. My mom didn't think I'd make it. She never said it out loud, but she didn't have to." Now, why did I use that excerpt? Because for someone like Mr. Ramos, he is making this extreme change. Okay? And from what I'm sharing here, his best friend, his family, his mom, they were not happy. Now, that's insane. Because if you think about it, it's like, wow, you would rather me remain this violent street gang member over going to do something productive, something that's going to have a more productive outcome in my life. That's where I'm getting at when I'm talking about embracing solitude. Understand that the importance of solitude in this journey to change, the importance to embracing the solitude, is one of the most important elements when it comes to change. This is a lonely journey. This is a lonely road. Now, I thank God for technology. I'm grateful for this phone that I'm recording on and these lights. The phone allows me to capture photos quicker than, back in the days we used to have to take pictures, then go develop them. Now it's just instant. I've got tons of photos of, family vacations with memories with my kids and family members. And so I really appreciate it. We've got the internet, we've got a lot of great things, but this phone is also very demanding of my attention and my time. So one of the things I try to do when I can is I try to leave it in the room charging and go sit down on the couch, forget about the phone for a while. And that's kind of what we have to do. These little things that we have to do to learn to embrace the loneliness, the solitude of just being by ourselves, being alone. And there's 3 things that we can benefit from when we are alone. Number 1 is being alone can allow for self-reflection. I talked about this on a couple of other videos. Self-reflection, when it's quiet, when it's just you and yourself. It can also allow for introspection, right? Introspection means like you're looking within, like, hey, what's going on inside of me? Where am I at? What am I feeling? What's going on here? And that takes practice, that takes time. Also, a deeper understanding of oneself. When we are alone, when we take moments of solitude, it allows for a deeper understanding of oneself. And I'll tell you what, on this journey to change, we find a lot of that out. Again, like I've said, one of the things that I've noticed, I'd say over the past 5 years, is there's a lot of things coming to the surface that I never knew were there until I decided that I wanted to be a different version of myself. So here's a couple of ways that we can actually embrace solitude. Meditation. That is something that I highly recommend. It's also something that's very difficult, especially in this day and age with our lives being so busy. But if we could meditate even for a short amount of time, again, don't put pressure on yourself for, I need to do it for 30 minutes or it doesn't count. No, it counts. Okay? I don't care if you meditate for 2 minutes. It counts. Journaling, I've talked about this before, and it's something that I personally need to get back to. When you're able to write out your thoughts, when you're able to write out how you feel. I learned something when I took a class, a 3-day course at this trading academy where they teach you how to trade, day trade, and teach you about markets and things like that. It's an actual academy that you could join. Well, I didn't enroll in the courses, but I took that 3-day course, and my instructor told us a story about, he calls it the 5 whys. He said that when he began trading early on, his trading mentor noticed something in his behavior. And my instructor's name was Darren. So his mentor came and said, Darren, I'm noticing the way that you're trading. And I don't know if you realize this or not. You're afraid to be wealthy. He said, he told us, the class, he was telling us, like, that didn't make any sense to me. I'm here trading because I want to make money. His mentor says, no, you're afraid to be wealthy. Your trading your behavior is telling me this. So he used this technique called the 5 whys. And he wrote down 5 times, why am I afraid to become wealthy? Why am I afraid to become wealthy? Well, after the 5th time, a memory popped up in his mind. When he was younger, he had an uncle who was distant, who was a very wealthy man. But when his family talked about the uncle, it was always negative. For whatever reason, he wasn't around, or he was too busy, or he never saw his family. And so Darren unknowingly, subconsciously equated wealth with something negative. So he had to unlearn that. So journaling, meditating, getting that type of introspection, when we're alone, we can get to those things. Last but not least, spending time in nature. I just got back from a beautiful vacation in Flathead Lake in Big Fork, Montana. It was a beautiful place, serene, beautiful sunset, water, trees. We saw deer. Get out in nature. There's a technique called grounding. People walk out barefoot on the grass and they just connect with the elements, connect with Mother Nature. This is one way that we can embrace solitude. When we're out in nature, when we're out seeing something that's just so awesome, so beyond us, right? that's another way that we can embrace this solitude. And I would encourage us to do so, especially if we're on the road to change. It's not an easy thing. It's not very pleasant at times. And sometimes it just has to be you by yourself. So thanks again for watching this video. Before I go, again, I want to share with you the 3 techniques. I want to reshare those 3 techniques for embracing solitude: meditating, journaling, spending time in nature. Just quick tips for us. Last but not least, again, thanks again for watching this video. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Please hit that thumbs up button. Please leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you know every time I put out a new video. I'd love any suggestions, any requests for future videos, subjects. I'd love to hear from you. Put it in the comments. Also, in the description of this video, you'll find 2 things. You're going to find a handle for my Instagram account, which is @LiveToLearnCoaching. You're also going to find a place where you can donate to my channel financially, which really helps me because this does require consistency, it does require preparation, and it does require time. And so that is really appreciative. And I'm very appreciative of that. And those of you that have given financially, I do thank you for that. If you want to reach out to me on Instagram, @LiveToLearnCoaching is going to be your best bet. Send me a direct message. If you have any questions, or perhaps you or someone you know has considered, maybe hiring a life coach, I'd love to speak with you and see if I can help you. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Have a great day.